Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. We're kind of like in between bit of Christmas and New Year's when nobody knows what day it is or what's going on. But we are here and we've got 3 shows for you today, and we have a brand new die to show you today. And this is the Arriving in Style. Now you can see the die here. It is a lovely size, big die that you're going to get here too. It's on a show price for you as well. Now you are just under that free P&P mark as well, and we still have our Boxing Day sale on the website. So if you want to have a look on there, obviously stock up on your glue, your pro print, anything cut tidy that you might need to add in. But the Arriving in Style, now you can see from some of the samples there, you make the most beautiful cards with that suit and that dress style in there. It's item number 251214 for you. I'm going to show you the boards so you can see exactly what these are going to look like. Now you've got 4 different colorways in here to choose from as well, so you've got that in there to pick. Now we're going to start off with the dress. So you can see you've still got all of those lovely detailed cut lines in there. So if you want to go in and add your own color into these, shading, anything like that, you can go in and do that. You have parts that you can add on. You can see there like the collar you can add in. And one of the lovely things with these, and I will show you with the samples, is these can stand alone if you want them to, or obviously you can add them into cards or add them onto the front of your projects. And then you've also got the suit as well, which I really like. I think is something so nice for male cards to be able to get. You can see you've got all your accessories there as well to actually decorate the suit fully. And again, you can fold these pieces so they can stand up on their own if you want them to. Now you do get different artwork, like I said. So you've got your 4 different colorways there in the suit to choose from. So you've got things there, so think about like maybe special birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, they could be proms, engagement parties, anything at all that you could use these from. Then you've got your dresses in the different colors as well, plus the shirts as well. So you've got different colored bow ties and dicky bows and things as well. Right, now we'll show you some of the samples so you can see what these look like. So you can see adding them onto the front of a card, what they will look like. I'm just trying to see if I've got one that's on its own. Yeah. Oh, right, bear with. I'm just going to grab these 2 so you can see how you can have them. Now Janine did this one and she has actually put a box on the back, but you can fold them so that they will just stand and make a complete card on their own. How cute are they? So you've got them there like that. They look so realistic as well. There's so much detail in the artwork, but you can see they'll stand up like that if you want them to. Obviously you've got the options of putting them onto your fronts of your projects as well, so you can do things like that, which looks really nice. They're so good for male cards. I always say how difficult they can be, but I think this really does tick that box. They could even be for like a job promotion, something like that. It doesn't just have to be, those big occasions. It could be like you've just had a promotion in work, or maybe you've just had a new job. It could be for so many things. Look at that one. Oh, Kat just said they'd make like nice bridesmaids or groomsmen's card. Yeah, you could make them and be like, will you be my bridesmaid card? Something like that. And then we've got that one there. So you can just see, giving you an idea of how you can build them up. And it gives you a nice idea as well of how you can mix them in with other collections that you might have at home already, because you can see how lovely they just fit, don't they, really nicely. So think of all those card shapes that you've got, like this one. Look at this, for a wedding card. How stunning is that? So think of those card bases that you do have a home that you could use these for. Now, while I'm just talking about car bases, we do have on the show the Ornate slender frames, which are also on a show price for you because these just work perfectly with these. So we've put these on there as well, so you can see what they are like. So really, really delicate frames. You can see that the actual detail on the frame it's a nice generic frame, so you could use it with lots of different occasions and themes as well. Work really, really well. You've got your mats and layers there as well, so these could be your car bases, or you can use them. They have been used in the samples as well. Like if I just come around here a sec, if I pop that there, so you can see that's the oval there, and you can see how nicely that just fits. And then I've got another one there, and this one's actually using the rectangle and the diamond together, so you can see how they fit. So they fit really lovely with the collection, but it's just a nice way of mixing and matching them up as well. So, but do take advantage of that if you haven't already got it, because obviously it is on that show price for you, which will also go up at midnight tonight. So take advantage of that while that is there. Right, so to start off with, we're going to make the suit first, and we're going to do this one to start off with quite basic. So we're going to make this one stand up on his own. So you've got the shirt to start off with. Now you can see like how they will actually fold back on themselves, so you can have them to just stand like that. So if you were going to use them as like small little cards, I mean, it couldn't get any easier than that, could it? So then we're going to start building the suit up. So you've got your side pieces, and then you've got your arms as well. So let's pop them there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to glue this on to there, and what I'm going to do is I'm only going to glue it to that panel that's actually folded. And look at the inside. How cool is that? So even from the back, or you could even do it the other way around, couldn't you? And have like a funky, oh, would the collar work? Let's see. But I think that, oh, but the arm would be different though. Oh no, yeah, the arm would be different. Do you think that works? You let us know at home, and when we do the next one, we'll do it with the inside bit on the outside if you think it works. But for this one, we'll just go in with it as it is. Right, so I'm going to grab my glue. Let me just pop that bit off. There. Right, so I'm going to put the glue, and like I said, so we've got the shirt, and I've already folded that bit. So I'm just going to put the glue along that edge, okay, that I've already folded. So let's just glue this in. And glue decides it wants to come out. There. It is Monday. I'm getting so much better at my right day glues. And to be fair, I think at this time of year, I think we all need everyday glue to know what day it is. It's that. It really is that like funny time when nobody actually knows what day it is. It's just however many days it's been since Christmas, or however many days it is until New Year. So I'm just going to pop that on there, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So all I do is just line the top bit up, because obviously you don't want that jacket to come over the collar. So just line that bit up, and then just push that down, and then obviously that's going to grab them when we've put the glue. And because I've only done it on the bits that we've folded now, that kind of opens up a bit. So you don't have to have it like that. Obviously you can glue it flat, so you've got different options when you glue that in. But now when you stand that up, that will just stay open like that. So let's build the rest of it up now. So we're going to put our arms in next. So I'm just going to give these a little bit of shape and pop this on. Oh, so we've got a couple of comments. Suzanne has messaged in. Oh, so Suzanne's messaged in saying good morning to me and Bunny and to all of the Carnation Army that is watching. Is actually Kat producing the show today, so if you're messaging, Kat will be the one letting me know that you've messaged in. Oh, and she's saying she loves this set, and it fell into her basket yesterday evening. Oh. Oh, play, and she's saying they'd make brilliant place settings at a table. They would make great place settings, actually. Yeah? That is a good idea. Oh, and Vera's messaging as well, saying good morning. Morning, Vera. Well, I hope you've all had a lovely Christmas. Let us know if you had any crafty goodies for Christmas. If you had anything crafty, or if maybe you've treated yourself to something in the sale, let us know. Right, I'm just going to pop a bit of a couple of foam pads on here. So these are just the smaller foam pads from the Clean and Simple range. So I'm going to, oh, I've pulled 3 off there. We'll pop them on there, and then we're going to put the collar on. So let's just pull these off, and then we can pop this one down. So that, I'm just going to turn it. I find it easiest to just get that corner piece lined up and just hold that into place, and then I can just push the rest down. So, and I don't want it to sit up too much, because I do want it to kind of flow as if obviously it's being worn. So what I'm going to do, so if I turn that there, you can see how this bit pops up and this bit. So what I'm going to do is just get a tiny bit of glue on your glue applicator, and those end pieces, just pop a little bit of glue on that corner, and then another bit on the other side. And then all you're going to do is just give those a little pinch, and then it's going to stick on the ends then and kind of come out. So it still gives you that dimension, but can you see now how it sticks? So it's just another way of doing them, different ways. So let's do the same now on the other side. So let's get this tape off here, and then we'll add this one in. Did you get any crafty goodies, Kat? Because you craft, don't you? She's thinking she got so many presents that she can't even think about what she got. Oh, she got a camera. That is crafty. That's a creative gift. Oh, and pencils. That's creative. Yeah. So Kat's saying she asked me if I did, and she's saying she thinks it's hard for people to buy crafters things, that crafty things, because we kind of have everything. Yeah, I don't think anybody would know, like have an inkling of what to get me if I told them to get me crafty bits. Let me grab scissors a sec. I think that oh, I did get a crochet kit because my daughter wants to do it, and I got her one a while ago, but I couldn't find, if anybody knows any really good instructions on like a beginner's guide, then let me know, because I bought her one, and I thought, and it was like aimed at kids, so I thought it was going to be like really easy to follow, and it really wasn't. Well, I couldn't follow it anyway, so we're going to try and learn to do it together. So because she really wants to, you know, like the little characters that you can make, she really wants to do stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't think it was going to be I thought it was going to be quite straightforward, like just, you know, you get the kit, the instructions are there and away you go. But no, it was not like that. So yeah, that'll be a learning curve, I think. I cannot knit, no. Yeah, maybe I should have started it with knitting, but there you go. Right, now I'm going to stick the tie in. So all I'm going to do is just open that up, and I'm going to pop that just under that where that collar is, because I'm going to put the collar on as well. So we've got our tie. Now you could just leave it like that, obviously, if you want to, but I am going to add in the collar, I think, as well. And then, oh, you could even add the collar like on top. So if you wanted to make it look like, because I feel like some people wear their collar on the top, like over, but then obviously you've got that to add in. So we'll put it on the inside. So let's just put a bit of tape on there, and then we'll add that one in. So we've got them just sticking out a little bit. Right, so just open that up, and then we can just pop that one on that side. And we'll add that one there. So you've got that now. So you can see how, I think that looks so good. It just stands out so much, doesn't it? So then that will just, let me just give it a good fold, will stand up on its own then. So you can use that complete as your card. So that'll just stand up like that. Now I've got a sentiment here, so we can pop the sentiment across the bottom. Obviously you've still got the artwork look on the back, so it still looks really nice from the back as well. But then obviously you've got that option now of, if you want to pop it onto a card, you can do that. But let's pop the sentiment. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to, yeah, I'm going to use pin flare, I think. Or should I don't know, let me see. Right, let's add some glue. So I've got You Are Wonderful. Oh, and actually, this sentiment is from Petals and Threads, which is actually on the Boxing Day sale. So if you go onto the website and click on the Boxing Day sale, you've got some collections in there from 25 that are on sale, and this is actually one of them. So that collection, which was such a popular collection, is actually on the sale, and this is where the sentiment come from. So the sentiments are on there and the collection's on there as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to actually bend it, and we'll do it like that. So if I just glue, now I'm going to use pin flare because this is obviously going to be a moving part. So if I'm doing this at home, obviously I'd leave this completely set. So I'd glue that on there like that, and then just leave it to completely set. So then when it stands up, that will just stand across the bottom like that. Now I'm just going to hold it so it doesn't fall. But just leave it, because obviously the card shape is kind of, I've bent it, so that'll stay like that. So just leave it, and then obviously the next day you'll be absolutely fine then. Just remember to only put the pin flare on one side. But obviously we've used the suit there from our brand new Crafter Select, which is arriving in style. So you can see you've got your suit in there, and you've got the dress in there as well. They will both stand up completely on their own, but you can mix and match them up and use them in your card bases as well. Cass just told me that we are now 15% of the stock of this is gone, so you are all liking this as much as we are. I think it's just such a pretty one, and it can be used for other things as well. You know, it could be for weddings, birthdays, like I said, it could be a new job, it could be so many things that you could use it for, promotion, anything at all. They could even be like invites, couldn't they? It could be like an engagement party invite, or proms. You could be making them for prom cards, or maybe like a sweet 16, 18. They could be for so many things. So let's go through a couple more of the samples for you to see. So you can see some of them being used on cards. So you can see how you can make that kind of pop-up element as well. So you can have it really stand out. And it's nice to see how you can use them with other collections as well, just to give you an idea. Oh, they have as well. Cash just said about the dress. So you could go in, and this part is actually the tie. So these two pieces here is the tie that has just been put on to almost look like the end of, you know, when you've got those like belts that's the same fabric as the dress that you're wearing. So that's actually the tie from, oh, there you go, look, I've got one here with the tie on. There you go, so there's the tie, or obviously you could use it as the end parts of the belt of the dress, so mixing and matching them up. Or you could, and that's what Kat was pointing out, that you could go in and put embellishments on there. So you could look at little gems or little buttons that you could add in. You could put, you know, you could put lots of different things in it. You could even use like our foiling kit that we have, and you could go in, so you could put like this one with the stripes. You could just go in with your pen and add like little foil in. So you've got like little bits of gold foil going down, and the same with the dresses as well. You could just go in and add like bits of gold into the dress, or bits of silver coming in, so it looks like it's got that metallic in the fabric, or mix them up in different ways. You could even cut them out in actual fabric as well, couldn't you? You could cut, and you can get like self-adhesive fabric. You could add little strips of fabric on, so like the belt and like the collar pieces, you could add in like actual bits of fabric and things. And then I'll just show you this one, because this one's got gems on. Yeah, Kat's saying you could cut the skirt out of vellum, so you could do it like that. Or you could even cut the whole dress. So you could cut the dress and make it like a shorter dress. So you've got two different styles. So you could have like two like that. You could have one a bit shorter, and mix them up like that. But this one, look, has got gems put in. You can see them, all the little gems that are put in into the actual top bit. So you could just go in and play around with them, couldn't you? And go in and just kind of like decorate your own dress and mix and match them up and kind of have fun with them. But yeah, lots of different ways that you could use them. Right, for this one we're going to use the dress. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use the Ornate slender frames to start off with, because I am going to use this as my card base for a sec. So I'm using the oval, and I've just scored across the top of the oval. This is just in our smooth cardstock, so the 300 GSM cardstock. I love using this for my card bases. I think it is such a lovely cardstock. So we're going to pop that on there. So that's going to be the base. And then I'm going to go in with the next layer. So let me just grab my foam tape. And we'll just raise this bit up a bit. So let's just add a bit of foam on here. And then we can add this one on. So I've just got a nice purple colour. I can't remember what. This is one of the perfect papers, but I just can't remember what one it's from. Although I don't feel like I have it. I do have it. It's from the Wonderful in White, if you want to know where that's come from. That one that I've used, so all of the demos that you see that I've used with this, I've used from that, because the colours just, I think the colours have been picked from these. If I pop that there and you look at those colours, if I put that there, you can just see how they match up perfectly on the dresses with the colours. So this, if you're looking for something else that you need to add into your basket to go with the arriving in style, just to pop you over that free postage mark, this would be a really good one to pop in because the colours coordinate perfectly from that. So I'm going to go in there with the frame part, and you can see, look, the detail on the frame. It's a really nice delicate like swirl design. So again, something that you can use with all of your card making. It's not something specific themed, so this could be your everyday ones that you keep out to use again and again. So I'm just going to add a bit of foam tape on the here. Oh, Kat's telling me we've got a couple more comments. Oh, so Audrey has messaged in saying, good morning to everybody at Carnation. Morning, Audrey. And saying that this set is such a good idea. She loves it. Wow. Oh, and we've had a message off Pearl as well saying what a lovely set. She thinks it would be well worth having. I completely agree with you, Pearl. Oh, thank you so much for all of your messages. I hope you're all... Oh, and we've got another one from Suzanne as well. Oh, so Suzanne's messaging again because we were asking you to message in to let us know what you had for Christmas, if you had any crafty gifts. And Suzanne's messaging to say that her husband bought her a new tablet computer for doing all her crafting. Oh, that well. And she bought herself the other crafty bits because her husband would have no idea what she has and what she doesn't have. Oh, well, I think that was such a good deal. You've had the tablet computer and you've had your crafty bits, Suzanne. So that, I think you are winning on that one. Right, now I'm going to add in the dress. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add glue. So you can see just along this edge. And then just across the top over here. Because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to spread that out a bit. I'm going to pop that. Let me just put that there a sec. So it's kind of just off the card. Oh, I don't know whether to add that in first. No, I'll leave it. Right, so we're going to add that there. And then pop that on there. Now, one of the things I really like about this dress is that you can also mix this up. Let me see if I've got another one, because the dress itself, you can see you've got that kind of part that you can add on, so you can make this. Obviously you can decoupage this up if you want to, but oh, I've got a yellow one, let me grab this. But one of the things, because so my thinking was, if you were doing this and you wanted to do it for maybe like a wedding or a prom or an engagement and everything, I think this dress is perfect. But you can also cut into it, like don't be afraid. If you cut, because that now you can fit this, let me put that aside. So, and obviously that'll fit onto there now, and that does change the look of the dress as well. Obviously you can leave that off, and these bits are the parts that will fold. So if you want the dress, so do you know when we did the suit, so we did that and then we made it stand up. So if you're going to do it with this one, you can, these are the parts that will stand like that, and then obviously this part is going to go there like that. But if you, so imagine we've got two of these, but obviously they're the same colour. Or you could do the three of them, different colours, and then you could like proper mix and match it up. Just to make that a bit bigger, so we've just added the purple one on the end, but obviously you would be doing this with the same coloured one, okay? So you're just making that bit a bit more poofy. And then if we just snip, I can just fold it in to show you. So if you snip those two bits off, so you're left with that, and then you can pop that on there and pop that one, so just under it. Let me just cut it off. Right, let's cut them off. So just snip into these. Right, so we've got that. And then snip that band off, which obviously I'm not going to do because I need it. And then just pop them kind of like that, so just making that dress bigger. And then pop that there. You'll have changed the look again. Obviously these are going to be the same colour, but you can have it so it's not, you know, you can make it more of a, like that to me now, that is like a, you know, a prom, an engagement or a wedding, whereas that kind of looks more like a summertime dress now, especially I think in the yellow, just having it so it's a bit less, it looks more like an everyday dress to me. So category on me, so I'm going to say it does. So you can change the look of it. So that could be now like a nice dress, and it could be like your like a summer birthday, especially in the yellow. You know, if you added some like spring flowers with it, you know, add some daffodils with it, with the yellow, or some lilies in the background, and it could be like a summer dress. So, you know, don't be afraid to go in and snip into them and have a play around with them as well. Right, so I'm going to add the next bit now. So I'm just going to add that on there like that. So let me just pop a bit of foam tape onto that one. So let's just pop this on here. And then we'll pop this on there. So these are obviously the massing layers that are included in the Ornate frame. So they're there for you. So nothing complicated. So just pop that on there like that. And then this one, I'm going to use pin flare. Now again, I'm going to do a similar thing to the suit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of glue along that band, so along that kind of belly band, because obviously if this was a dress, that's the bit that would kind of be like cinched in. So I'm going to add a bit of glue on there, and then I'm going to grab the pin flare and I'm going to add the glue gel then down the rest. So that belly band is going to be flush, but then the rest of it is going to stick out. So if I just turn that around and pop that down, and then I'm just going to give that a hold. So if I turn that, so can you see now how that bit will still be flat, but that then will stand out, so you're still getting that shape in there. And then we're going to add these collar pieces in next, and I'm going to do a similar thing with this as well. Actually, I'll just do it with pin flare now. So let's add a little bit of glue just on that end piece, and then I'll just add pin flare on there. So then that is going to sit there, but it's going to be the same thing. So just push that corner piece in, and then we do the same on the other side. So a little bit of glue there, and just a blob of pin flare. So that is going to just sit like that. So you can see how they do the same thing. So they come in and they come out. And then I've got a sentiment. No, I was doing so good, I cannot remember for the life of me where this sentiment is from. Somebody will know. I remember it's in like a wreath, and this is in the center of it. It's You Brighten My World. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I can literally see it, but I can't remember what it is. Right, I'm going to put that in the middle. Somebody will message in and be like, it's called this, Laura. Oh, Kat's found it. It's from the Lily of the Valley frame. There you go. So let's just pop that on there. And that's the same perfect paper as well. So that's the same purple as in the back too. So then if I lift that up, and then that'll just stand like that. But then you could go in then and add, you know, think about going in and adding like little gems on there, or you could add little, you know, those like little ribbons. You get like the tiny little string of like pearls. You know, you could add things like that on there, or go in and add like the buttons, or like we said, fabric. Get the foil, you know, try foiling, because we've got a foil kit here, and you could just go in and add like just strips. So where all those detail lines are, you could have just those like tiny little heads of foil, so then it just catches your eye when you go. But yeah, different material, vellum, add them in. Oh, do you know what I just thought? You could cut the dress in vellum. So do you know, like when I showed you about that, and then add in like 2 of them to make it more like a summery dress. So cut your dress like that, then cut the dress again in vellum, and then cut the top off so the skirt is just vellum, and then put that on top so it looks like it's got like a vellum like layer in between. Yeah, it'd be like an underskirt type of thing. So like you'd have that and then a layer of vellum, but then you'd still see all the artwork coming through the vellum, but you'd have that kind of like a layer in between. That'd be a good idea as well. Right, so, but obviously if you want to try some of my good ideas, you're going to have to get the Arriving in Style die, which is 251214, and Kat just told me we've just jumped up to 20% as well. I think it's because everybody's loving my good ideas. Everybody's buying vellum now and a foil kit. Yeah, it was all in the last minute. It was just that vellum idea has pushed everybody over the edge. Yeah, so it's item number 251214. You've got the show price there, $44.99, and that is going to go up at midnight tonight. Now we do have the Ornate slender frames in the show as well. That's what I was just using. Now this is also on a show price for you, which is $24.99, which I think is such a good price for the 3 in there as well. And that, I think, was that going up at midnight tonight as well? Yes, can't say it. And that one is 240603, and we've got the QR code there at the bottom, so you can give that a scan or type that in, or obviously type in Ornate slender frames and that will pop up for you. If you are having a look on the website, don't forget to just check out as well our Boxing Day sale, because that is going to finish at midnight tonight as well. So there might be, you know, some things on there that you might want to grab, like the sentiment, You Are Wonderful, that I used in my first demo. That's actually from one of the collections that's in that sale as well. I think the sentiments are in there on their own as well, if I remember, because I did have a little nose to see what was on there. Right, I'm just going to go through the boards. So just give you a reminder, or if you missed the one we went through it earlier, of everything that comes in that set. Oh, Suzanne has just messaged asking for the perfect papers. So the ones that I've been using, which I do think have is where they pull the colours from these for is Wonderful in White. These are what I've been using, but I'll leave them there, and then I'll show you with the artwork, because I do think that they've been pulled from there. So you've got your dress. So this is that lovely like pinky purple one that I used just now. Now you do have tabs on here, so you can make them stand out a bit more as well if you want. Now this part is also the kind of like reinforcement part for me that would make it stand up. You can use it just on its own, or you can cut this out. Now if you cut this under it, this part does actually kind of come across here as well, so it's almost like a top under the dress. So you can have that there, and then you've got obviously your skirt part that you can add in to decoupage this up, or like I said, use two of them, you know, mix and match. Never be afraid to go in and cut them out, because if you cut it and you don't like it, keep it, because I guarantee you will use it at some point. You'll think of something else to use it with, and if you don't like it, all you've got to do is print up another one. You know, don't forget the artwork is completely free of charge on the website for you. You've got your first, and then you get the suit. So you've got the chest part, you've got the, I couldn't think what the word was. I bet there's an actual word for it. I'm going with chest part, the shirt. Then you've got the arms, you've got the sleeves, you've got the tie, you've got the collar, you've got the little dicky bow as well, which I think is so good. You've even got little buttons as well, and the collar. What is it? So Kat's asking me what part is the lapels. I wouldn't call any of it the lapels, Kat. I'd call it what I've called it. Which one's, what is the lapels? This bit. So Kat's saying that this long bit, not the collar, this long bit is the lapel. Oh, she just looked it up and she's saying that's the lapel. Well, there we go. Every day is a school day. And then you do get them. So you get the suit in 4 different colorways. So I think you've got a color there for absolutely everything. You know, it could be a new job, a wedding. They can be just, you know, celebratory birthdays. They could be so many different things. And don't forget about the inside of these as well, because I think they're so cool. That they've done I can't even see it on there now, but the inside is almost like floral. So it's like the, if I open it that way, like, ta-da! It's like one of those like, you know, those fancy jackets that just have silk in, but like yours is like proper bougie because it's like all floral inside. And then you've got the 2 extra colorways in the dress. You've got the lovely like off-white color and the yellow, and then you've got the different colorways there for the shirt to go with the jacket. So if I just pop that, so the Wonderful in White next to it, I mean, you can see the colors, they just fit perfectly with the colors from here. So I do think that they've been pulled from there. I don't know for definite, but I do believe that they have. They fit with the colors perfectly. So if you do want to add in any perfect papers to go with this, then have a look on the website and add them ones in, because they do perfectly match up. So the Wonderful, who was it that asked? Suzanne. So Wonderful in White is the ones that I've been using. So that's the full set. I thought I knocked something over then, but I didn't. Right, let's go in and do another card. Right, now I'm using the Ornate slender frames again for the card base. So let me just pop them there. Now I'm saying for the base, it's kind of the base. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have the rectangle one, but I'm going to have this kind of sit across the bottom of the card. And I'm going to have the suit kind of stand there. So they're kind of both going to be the base. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this. No, it'll be fine. I'll glue it on top. Right, so I've cut out the rectangle in the frame, and then I've just done a little score across the top. So let's pop that in. So I just got that score line going across there, and we're going to add that on. And then I've got the nice blue, and if I just pop that next to the suit, they just work so well. So again, it's the same one in the Perfect Papers. So let's just add a bit of foam tape on here just to raise this bit up. And then we can add this in. So just going in with your next layer from the die set, which has got a lovely, it's almost like a little scalloped design going around the edge. So it does really draw your eye in. So we're going to pop that on there, and then add the frame next, and then I think we'll add the suit before I add in anything else. So let's just pop this in. So again, just go in with some foam tape just to give this a bit of height in between each layer. Oh, come on. Oh, I did not want to come off. Right, let's add that in. So I've got my frame there, and then let's add this in. So obviously I'm not going to bend this or anything now, because this is going to kind of go on to the card anyway. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue in the corner, and I'm just going to push that down to the bottom a sec, so I can just line that up, just so I know that that bottom part lines up, so when I stand it up, it's not going to interfere with anything. That's going to stand upright. And then we can start building the suit done. Now this one, I've got the little dicky bow, which I think is so cute. You could use that with other things. Oh, you could put it on like the dogs. Oh, Kat was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, you could just get the like the animals and stuff and put a little dicky bow on them. Right, let's, oh, I was going to say I'm missing an arm. So where's it gone? Right, let's get some glue. And then we can start putting this together. So just put a little bit of glue on the edge of there. And then I'm going to just tuck that so that the sleeve is in front. I mean, you could have it either way as well, couldn't you? You can have it like so his arms are going back. It kind of looks like his arms in his pocket. Or have it in the front. And then let's do the same on the other side. So a little bit of glue just along that edge. And then pop that on there. Right, and then I'm going to stick the collar in. What did you say this was called? The lapels. Now you've said it, I feel like I have heard it before, but I had no idea what it was. But there you go. Kat's saying she feels like she doesn't know anything about men's suits either. I mean, it's a man's suit. Why would we? I think if we asked men questions about dresses, then they wouldn't know either. So I feel like we're okay on this one. Right, now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to just line that corner bit up. And do the same there. So that's just going to come up. And where's the other one? So I'll do the same thing here. Just grab a bit of our foam pads. These are again the ones from the Clean and Simple range. So if you need any small foam pads. I think we do have these ones on the website. Do we separately? She's going to have a check. So add a bit of glue on each corner. And then we can just pop these on there. Oh, yes, it's just saying, and they're $1.99. Well, that's a good price. So that's gonna go on there, and then let's add our collar and our dicky bow. Right, I feel like we'll raise that up a bit so we can make, because that'll help the dicky bow stand up. So if I pop pad on each one of them, and then we can add the dicky bow. So right, if I pop that on there like that, and then oh, do you know what, if I will that fit there, and then if I just give them a bit of shape so they will stick out then over the collar, and then we can add this in. Shall I add? No, let's add this in first. Let's pop this. So this is the next layer in the frame. So same rectangle frame, just adding in another layer on there. So I'm going to add this in before I pop the suit on. So if I pop that on there, like that, and then let's grab a glue, and we can add these in. So I'm just going to give these a little bit of shape. Now, do be a bit careful if you're doing it like me, because obviously we've only just glued them on, so they're not completely set. And just give that a bit of look. Oh, we should have done it the other way around, shouldn't we? Let's see what it would have looked like. Pop that on there. So let's just get some pin flare. Now, obviously, make sure you don't go over the edge here, because that bit would only glue in here. So make sure you only stay on the inside bit. So we'll just line that up to there. Or do we want to have a dicky bow? Yeah, sticking out. And then it's the same here, so just give the arm a bit of shape. And then same there. And then same thing again, so just make sure you keep the glue on the side. And then just lift that dicky bow up. And pop that there. Oh, you can even have it like more close, couldn't you? Like that. And then I've got Scent with Love, which is from the Petals and Threads again. Sentiments. I do use those sentiments so much, but they are in the Boxing Day sale, so which it does finish at midnight tonight, but this is where that sentiment is from. So if you do want to have a look on there, have a little look, because it is well worth. I use these. Bunny laughs at me all the time because I use them all the time. They're just really easy to use. I think because the composition of the sentiments as well, like the other two are quite long and narrow, so they just fit really, really easy into your cards. Because I'm always, the sentiment is always the last thing I think about putting on my card. So they just fit really easy into your cards. So I do use them a lot. So I'm going to add a bit of pin flare on there. I'll put that there like that. And open that up. But that could be, you could quite easily just change that for like a name setting, couldn't you? Or like a table setting, or it could be so many things that you can mix them up for. But I do like the idea of you can use them for like a job interview, or it could be a, you know, you've just had a promotion, or it could be so many things. You know, it could be prom. It could be, you know, it could be maybe you've just left school, you've left like uni. They can just be so many things. You know, do think of other things, because I think when you look at them, they do jump out. You know, wedding, engagement, or party, kind of, you know, anniversary, but they can be so many other things. But me and Kat are going to be back at 12, so we'll be back with lots more inspiration then, going through the Arriving in Style set then. So hopefully you can come back and we'll see you then. Bye.